and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca and I am working on Vivian Fox from Carat art today. I am nearly finished. I've been on a bit of a mission with this one. I gave in last week. So I think it was Melissa posted in the group. So I'm fully blaming Melissa and I'm sure she can take it. But she posted in the group with the Diamond Art Club cosmic image saying, "Don't let Megan see this." I think the problem was don't let me see it. Absolutely fell in love with the bright colours. Ever since I did, I think it was Mother Earth from Diamond Art Club, I have found that I really enjoy doing, and it's not so much the display of those types of pictures, though this image is rather stunning, but I have really enjoyed working with images with bright colours and lots of different bright colours. I find they're some of the most enjoyable ones to work on, just because, you know, the diamonds that you pull out are different colours all the time, and they're nice and they're vibrant and all the rest. And yeah, she showed cosmic. Now I do follow Diamond Art Club. I am in their group and I often see things that pop up on the timeline, but I don't always catch all of the new releases. I do get the pre-sale email and I normally have a little browse on there, and if something really catches my eye, then it's shopping time. But it's not happened recently. However, cosmic, absolutely adored that image and decided that I needed it. Now, I was actually filming last week's WIP and Chat, or one of them, it may have been my Heaven and Earth design one, when the early release happened. So it was only when I finished the WIP and Chat that I realised I'd got the email for early release and cosmic had all gone. So I waited for general release. I got it in my cart, then it told me I wasn't logged in, and I'm like, rookie mistake. By the time I went to check out, it told me it sold out, so I was gutted. So I signed up for the email notification, and then I got an email notification through that it was back in stock. Refreshed a few times, it kept saying out of stock, but then I refreshed again and it said it was in stock. So I think they drip feeded them into the system, that or it took the system a while to catch up. I'm not quite sure. Everybody's website system can work differently. We put all stock into stock straight away, but I don't know how this, you know, our system then puts it all straight into stock, but I don't know if theirs is different or what. To be honest, I'm not bothered. I was able to add it to my cart and I was able to check out. I didn't use any of the group discount codes or anything. I wanted the painting. And I managed to secure cosmic and I'm so excited. I know a lot of people didn't, but I am so excited with it. And I got a notification that it had been shipped, I think on Monday. I think it was late on Monday, and I got notification from DHL that it actually came via, that they were going to ship it they were going to deliver it this Monday. So I was like, well, I need to finish Vivian Fox. And yeah, because I was determined I needed to finish it first. Well, it turned up on Thursday. Oh, so tempted to put Vivian Fox on hold to do Cosmic, but I think I had to tell myself, no, behave. So it is still sat in its box that it arrived in on Thursday as I'm filming this. I have decided that I will be kitting it up before I dekit Vivian Fox, which is not what I normally do. I will normally dekit a large painting, spend some time doing my smaller 30 by 40 or maybe doing a couple of my paint gems, and then my plan was to use the decision wheel to pick my next large painting, kit it up, and then start working on it. That part has changed. I will be unboxing, I'll be doing an unboxing video for Cosmic. You may hear a little bit of excitement in my voice as I unbox it. But yeah, I will be unboxing Cosmic and I will be kitting it up before I dekit this one. However, I am going to finish this one before I actually start working on Cosmic. But I do want Cosmic to be primed and ready to rock and roll as soon as I've finished this one. And I will switch straight. So the past couple of evenings, I am now on sort of the last section. So I tend to take off 2 sheets going up rather than sheets going across when I reach the end. It makes me feel like I am finishing a little bit quicker. I can see progress rather than doing a strip across and then a strip across the top. Plus I find it's easier in relation to what diamonds I get out, because of course here there's a lot of red in both sections, whereas over here it's different colours in both sections. So I've been peeling off 2 or 4 sheets of cover paper at a time. Last night I did all the way up round to around here, doing all this grey, and I started doing a little bit of the red. I've decided to do a whole head as one sweep, and then I will do this top section as another sweep. So you're catching me in the middle of that. I started doing a head and then realised it was like nearly 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, I'm not going to get a head finished. So I decided to actually pause it part way through. I don't normally do that. I normally work in blocks, but because I'm right near the end, I prefer to try and finish off a colour, and then I speed up near the end. My sections get big near the end, and yeah, I try to tip diamonds into my tray and keep going until they're all on the painting that they need to be. My familiarity with the diamonds has increased. You know, I know the symbols better than of course you do when you first start a painting. And yeah, I just find I can work a little bit quicker, but I have the extra drive of Cosmic today. So I'm using one of our going to be new colour trays. They're not launching this month because we need a decent stock printed before we can release a new colour, because they're not limited. We don't want them to be limited, which means we need a few hundred in the bank ready before we set them for general release. But because for launch this month we haven't released any trays because they would be limited, we are printing up a storm some of the new colours. We have 3 new colours planned to bring out as standard colours that will be available all the time, so people have more options. and we are printing them as quick as we can, while also, of course, working on a few other projects to bring some limited-ish trays. Basically, more choice of trays is what we're working on. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, but I thought let's use the colour that we plan on releasing first, all going well, provided I can get enough printers working on them. This is the colour that we're planning on releasing first, and I'm using one of our older limited edition pens because it matches quite nice and it's pretty colour. And I have just a few diamonds left. I am going to tip more of this colour in, but I actually have a few, and that one's got a bobble on it. We get rid of some of these. So quite a few of these diamonds have little extra bits on the side, and they don't sit quite as nicely on the canvas. So let's get rid of those before I tip in some more. Somebody did ask, I'm not sure if it was a question on a WIP and Chat video and it's going to come up in a bit, or whether it wasn't, whether we are releasing them in all three sizes. So the Add More Zest tray, the Zesty tray and the Trashy tray. The answer is yes, that is the plan. Because it will be a stock colour, we want it to be available in all. But in turn, that's what takes quite a bit of printing, is to get the stock levels up across all three trays. We may decide, this isn't definite yet, but if I find that it's taking too long to get stock levels up, I might try to get one size stock level up and release that one, and let the wave of first purchases go, let it calm down a little bit while I'm trying to print up the next one. Because as much as we try to estimate how many we may need, we can't always get it right. So not only do we need to make sure that we've got a decent stock level, we also need to make sure that we're ahead with other things like the limited edition trays, so that if we need to be printing more of the new one because orders have exceeded what we've planned, that we can, because otherwise it doesn't become an in-stock item, does it? It becomes out of stock again, and that's not the idea. So yeah, the printers are working hard at all sorts of stuff. Mr. 4Kids has been working hard on, giving the printers a bit of a scheduled maintenance as well, just making sure that they are tip top and can keep going. He's working around giving them all a little bit of an annual cleaning. I say annual, it's a lot more than annual, but he's working around giving them all a service to make sure that they're tip top, so that we can bring out these trays as quick as possible. But yeah, this is the bigger one. So this is the AMZ tray. I thought I'd use this one for a bit of a change today. Anyway, comments, questions, etc. We did, just before we do, I did release a new shop launch item video yesterday. If you've not seen that, we have quite a few more regular stock items launching this February, so a lot more range to the shop, just for those little treats when you might be buying a necessity. There's quite a few more options for you all there. Okay, so Diamond Sparkle Chase, she says, Love the crystal painting, she said, and she also said thank you for her order. She said USPS delivered faster than Royal Mail. That is the thing. We are using an alternative courier for US orders, and I must agree, it depends on what state. It seems to depend on where it goes to. It either tends to be the same amount of time as Royal Mail or quicker than Royal Mail. So it is on my list to get in contact with our website provider to try and see if we can get it integrated into our shop. Because at the moment with US orders, I have to type all the information in for each person's order to make sure all the customs paperwork, etc. is right. It is on my list to see if we can integrate it so that we can continue to use them going forward, and provide that quicker service to US. But for now, it is what we're using. So yeah, orders seem to be very reliable from them, which is good. So we're going to see what we can do to continue to use them. We can't guarantee, but we're definitely going to use them until the Royal Mail backlog has calmed down. Kaz, she says she has also ordered the dynamic floral painting that I worked on last week. She says it's what she's waiting for. She says, what can I say? She says, you inspire me. See, this is why I'm more than happy to blame Melissa for me buying Cosmic, because I know I get the blame and quite happily take it for many other people's purchases. But, you know, we all inspire each other. She says she's like me and she tends not to use the toolkits that come with diamond painting. She says as she too uses our pens and trays. So yeah, I don't tend to use toolkits. I tend to pass them on. In fact, I tend to throw them to Megan to use in schools rather than them being wasted. At least they can be used for something. Sorry, I got sidetracked then because I got a call. Apparently, they're from my network provider saying that I'm due for an upgrade today. It's like, no, I'm not. I've actually been due for an upgrade on that phone for about 10 years. And you're not from EE because I've got that good a deal on that phone that I've never upgraded it. Anyway, sidetrack. I have told them to take me off their list. Goodness knows where they've got my number from, because I never used to get those calls. Anyway, where was I? I was probably talking about pens and trays, but I have completely lost my train of thought now because I ended up nipping out for the phone. It showed up as not local, but it showed up as a landline in the UK, so I thought it was something that I actually needed to answer. Sue, she said she never did get her air fryer from Every. It never actually turned up. She said it disappeared into thin air along with her Diamond Art Club painting. She says, but the good news is she now has a Ninja air fryer from AO, who deliver their own parcels. She said it arrived at the right time on the right day, she says, and in the end she is very happy with it. She said, so all is well that ends well. She says for the time being she is avoiding companies that use Every. It sounds like it. Don't know what is going on in your area. I think Every is very much, it depends on where you are. courier as to whether they're okay, great or awful. Which is a shame. Which is a shame. Especially when you just can't get hold of anybody with customer services. I think that's what makes it even more problematic, is that you can't speak to anybody to try and get to the bottom of the situation, and you just feel like you're going round and round in circles. Jackie, she said she was actually able to open up her lounge transom window the other day. She said for a few hours to let in some fresh air, she said, which was lovely. She said, however, her weather app is warning that there is another cold snap is imminent. Yeah, I think I felt the cold snap the other day. We've actually had rain for the past day or two, which, thinking about it, when I saw the rain, I think it was yesterday, when I saw the rain, I was like, oh, it's actually been a while since it rained. Or since I remember it raining. We actually did have quite a bit of mild weather, but yeah, I did feel the cold snap. We now have rain. It's not cold enough to snow. The cold snap seems to have subsided. But these little pockets of warm weather do give me hope for spring. And that's all that I can ask for, really, is a bit of hope for spring. That it will be coming. It will arrive. And yeah, much nicer days. I love having the patio doors open. And yeah, just going with the flow, being able to bring the outside in as much as possible. Okay, I need to try and just move my computer to the other side because I'm not able to see the screen properly. And I feel like I'm struggling to move. So I'm going to move her down a little bit. Can I zoom in a bit more? Trying to keep her whole head in the frame because I'm working across the whole top part of the head. But I think I've managed to move that over. That might be a little bit easier. Mindy, she says, talking about cold weather, she said this weekend it was minus 15 Fahrenheit, which is minus 26.1 degrees Celsius. Oh my goodness me. See, as soon as you put that in Celsius, it makes a lot more sense to me. That is freezing. She said, add in the wind, she said, and they hit minus 40, which is actually minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit and minus 40 degrees Celsius. She said it was brutal. She said she also wanted to thank me for all that you and your family do. She said she loves the videos. Oh, thank you, Mindy. You stay inside. That sort of weather is not the weather to go out. Then there is a little conversation between Anna and Mindy. They're not too far from each other, so they were both feeling the effects of that weather. I think both of you should stay inside. Stay inside, stay warm, nice drink and a diamond painting. Because that is not the weather to be out in public. Susan said it sounds like the shipper of Suze, so every have a thief. It does. Sounds like they definitely have something funny going on somewhere in their parcel thing. And I think sometimes that's why it's better to be able to speak to people, because you can explain that you've had a couple of things go missing and both of them are higher priced, and we can actually look into things a little bit more. Should be systems in place to be able to do that. Suzanne, she said her Admiral's Est order in the UK, she said it came overnight. She said it's amazing and she's so pleased and excited that she can now set up her spares in her first box. Yeah, we now do have our business account with Royal Mail is fully set up now. So it does mean that we actually get a collection each day. So UK-wise, UK and international tracked. So basically anywhere but the US gets picked up. So any orders in before 1 PM GMT will go out the same day because we get a collection. For US, it's any orders before like 9 AM GMT will go out the same day. Otherwise they'll go out the following day. But that's just because the collection from a different courier has an earlier cut-off date. An earlier time cut-off, sorry, for them to be able to collect. But yeah, we're able to get orders out quicker, which is better. And also when they are collected, they go to, they're sort of, we have to package them up according to where they need to go. So international orders, for example, are packaged up so they go straight to London to be popped on the correct plane. So they don't need handling beforehand like they would if we drop them off at the sorting office. They just go straight to London and then get sorted from there. So it's less hands messing with them. So we're hoping that it will be quite a bit quicker. But we do have a test order. I did have a customer order from Australia. Their choice, they did not know they were part of the test. But they ordered for Australia tracked. And my mum needed something sending to her as well. So I decided to send it by standard mail the same day. So that I can see if there's a difference between tracked and standard. But also, you know, we keep the odd tracking number for an order to one side to keep a little bit more of an eye on and try and see if we can find how long things are really taking to get where they need to go. But yeah, UK ones tend to be going overnight, which is good, especially when you want your craft goodies. It's the way to do it. And I'm doing an AB now and I forgot to pick up my AB pen. It's because I forgot that I'm in here in my craft room where my AB pen is. And I've managed to just continue using this pen and not actually picked it up. What a silly sausage. Oh, I've actually got a load more over this side. So let's use my AB pen. My little white one. Because I find this doesn't de-stickify my glue dot as much. You do have to be a little bit gentler with these because it does have sort of a soft wax, though I can still do a certain amount of clicking in of the diamond. But if it's a really tight fit, I either use my finger or use the other end to sort of push it in. I could also remove the other cap and use the little piece. So if I remove the other cap as well, I actually have one that is really good at pushing diamonds in its place. So let's work with it like this. And I actually grip this pen a little bit different, so it's nice to have a change on how I grip the pen. Stops my hands getting tired anywhere near as easy. But yeah, quite a little bit of ABs in this one. Get all of them in and then use the tip just to make sure that they're all secure. You can always roll over it with the likes of a rolling pin or something as well when you are done, if you feel like it needs a little bit more of a nudge, just to make sure that it's flat. But there is a lot of ABs, partly because I've uncovered a big section as well. Julie says she's not done much filming either due to the weather. It's always good to have a good discussion about the weather, do you not think? As long as we have nobody in the likes of Australia and New Zealand joining in, because then there's just jealousy. No, to be fair, it is gorgeous weather over there, or at least a lot nicer than it is here. You enjoy your warm weather over there, and just don't forget to send it our way soon, because we really would like spring. Jeanette, she says, hello Rebecca. She says, thank you for remembering. She's an international Canada member of your channel. She says, hopefully by the time you read this comment, she said she will have received her order. Hopefully. We do have quite a few customers in Canada. I think the three, well, I say three main countries outside the UK and the US is probably Canada, Australia and New Zealand. But having said that, it's actually probably not. If I do the figures, there's a lot in the Netherlands, there's a lot in Ireland. Yeah, there's quite a few different countries that we send to. There's also customers in other countries as well that may not be as many in volume, but they're still regular, that we're often shipping to. I just wish we could find a courier that is good for all those other ones as well, that we could just make work. Just need raw mail to fix themselves is what we need. We need them to fix. Beck said she got her trashy and her sticky mats on Thursday. She said here in the US. Woohoo! She said it's so cute in pink, and she says she loves working along with her diamond painting with me. Thanks, Beck. Yeah, it's nice to see that US orders are definitely turning up. I do need to just check some of the other countries that have gone via raw mail and see if we have got some that are starting to arrive. So hopefully things will be received ever so soon. It feels really weird doing another launch on Friday when some orders are still working their way, because it was a couple of weeks after launch before we could ship. But hopefully things will smooth out. Right, I think I have got all the ABs, or at least all of the red ABs for now. All that sparkle, you can definitely see that extra sparkle through the camera slot. So let's pop my tips back on, and then I want letter E. I don't have many of these left, but they should cover everything I need, hopefully. Billy says, thank you so much for the sip and chat. She said the only issue she has with not getting tips with the pens is that she wants the straightener. Well, if you bob a message on your order Billy, we can always try and throw a few straighteners your way so that you at least have some. So just choose the option for no tips and then just say, can I have a couple of straighteners? And we can send you a couple, and then when you run low we can rinse and repeat. Maybe see if we can get it to work for you that way. Yeah. And then if you're not bothered about the rest of the tips, you don't have them. If you do just want all of the tips, then that's fine. Just choose that you want all of the tips. We recognise that not everybody has metal tips to replace for every single pen. And some people still do use some of the plastic tips in the other end and may need replacements, so that's also fine. We're happy either way. We're just doing our little bit if they're not required, to not send them, rather than them be wasted. She says she also wants washi tape if it comes with the canvas toolkit. Well, we don't have washi tape. Let's try that again. We actually don't have washi tape that comes with our diamond paintings, so that won't so much be an issue. She says she also loves the tool bags that come from Diamond Art Studio UK. Oh well, you know, this is what happens. You'll just have to keep getting all those bits. She said it's always a hard decision. You'll have to see. There will come a point where you'll have enough collection of tool bags that it won't be as much of a draw for you. She says she also hopes for some type of pre-ordering on the advent items. She says because the stress of ordering is overwhelming. We will definitely look into seeing what we can do in relation to that, because we recognise people do have scars from last year's advent ordering. So we will see what we can do in relation to that a bit closer to the time. I've actually been working on a few advent items this last week, finalising a few bits on, well, the packaging of a few bits that have already been decided. So Advent is very much the forefront of our minds at the moment, and we keep chipping away at bits that need to be done. So packaging of a couple of the items that either we will be picking up, we will be ordering for Advent, or things we actually already have ordered and in turn some received for Advent. We've been working on packaging. We've also been working on finalising the final sort of Advent list, and a few other design bits. But we have 1.5 items in the house for Advent that have already arrived. There are some that have been ordered and are on their way. Yeah, and they've already taken up just over 4 large tote boxes. So it's a lot of space for the items. We are over ordering to try and make sure that we do meet demand. But yeah, we'll definitely look at some sort of pre-order status, even if it is just for people to have the reassurance. We just need to see how it can work in relation to the shop, you know, and the payment and the remainder payment if it's not a payment that's made in full. Yeah, if a payment's made in full, it is easier in relation to the shop, because it's an order that we can just keep hold of and send out as soon as it's ready. A part payment, I'm not quite sure how we can make that work, so that might make a difference as to when we potentially offer a pre-order. Is making sure that, you know, one, we're not taking people's money and holding on to it too early. But if we can do part payment, like sort of deposit, how we would then ask for the remainder, that could then potentially be a problem. So yeah, lots of things to think through, but we do have it in our minds that people would like that reassurance that items are going to be available for them. So yeah, we'll have a look into what we can do. Billy said, me again. She said, ha ha. She said, sip and chat. Nice name for morning videos. Sip that caffeine. That's what I did this morning while doing my Heaven and Earth design section. I might yet be doing the WIP and chat for it later on today, but I still made sure that I did my section first thing in the morning, because it doesn't do any harm to do 2 sections in a day if I do get round to the WIP and chats. If I don't, and I end up filming the WIP and chat tomorrow, then it may be that I just do the 1 section. But it's fine, I'm plodding on. I'm still doing minimum of a section a day on my Heaven and Earth design. And I've still not run out of a colour. But I am enjoying the process, and I'm enjoying seeing it getting closer to being finished. And yeah. Nancy, she says, dear Rebecca, she said, if it wasn't for the customs service that demands a huge amount, she said she would order twice a month. She says, because she loves all of the products, she said, and she also loves listening to me and to everybody else's comments. She says, but she did get stung by customs the first time that she ordered. And they basically said if it didn't get paid, it would get destroyed. She says on her second order it was the same, she said, but she didn't order as much. So the amount that she had to pay to customs was less. She says she knows it's something that we can't do anything about. She said, but she still wants to mention it because she did only order twice, while she would certainly order a lot more because she's not able to, if it wasn't for the customs, she said so, but she's not able to go out to work anymore. So she changes up with housekeeping. So she works for an hour housekeeping, and then she paints for an hour or 2, she said. She said so her diamond painting is her main work, of all the days, weekends included. She said, and in the meantime, she said she listens to me and other diamond painters on YouTube. That helps her through a lot of the pain. She said otherwise she would get lost in her head. Oh, bless. She said, so big thank you for being there. Well, I'm so glad that I could be there for you. I know a lot of people do diamond paint while listening to my videos, and some people do diamond paint to get away from pain, daily life, all the rest of it, and it's a good bit of distraction for many people, and in turn a sort of therapy for many people, especially with the diamond painting at the same time. and you can get that for free. So do feel free to watch, rewatch, and I love hearing your comments on the videos, Nancy. I just didn't wish we had to pay customs and taxes on things that we do decide to treat ourselves to from everywhere else. I think there should be a threshold. Personally, I don't think it's going to change because taxes, government, you know, they're already trying to take even more taxes off small businesses with rates increasing. And I think it's then a bit tight that they then take additional taxes off our customers, even if it is a different country. You know, they want their piece of the pie as much as anything else. I personally think there should be more of a threshold, even if it's just £50, £100 type amount, where people can order from other countries without paying tax up to that amount. So the people that pay tax are the big orders, you know, the bigger things that they buy, not the little treats to themselves. But hey, unless every country jumped on that bandwagon, I don't think it's going to happen, which is a shame. Oh, she also, Nancy says she also wanted to say that it is the same with Diamond Art Studio. She says she loves their paintings, but it is all companies in England she gets charged. Yeah, it's like the painting I paid, the Diamond Art Studio painting that I taught, not Diamond Art Studio, Diamond Art Club for me, that's in the US. Even though the price I saw on the screen is the price I paid, all the taxes to the UK are in that price. So if I had bought it in the US and got it shipped to the US, it would have cost me a whole lot less than it cost me to get it shipped to the UK. The difference is I knew the taxes before it was paid, just because of the way the UK government now works with it. Yeah, so I agree. I feel like I pay a lot for a Diamond Art Club painting because of the taxes that I have to pay. Cosmic was an exception rather than the rule, in the fact that I was buying it anyway, because I absolutely adored the picture. And if you see the unboxing, is it for tomorrow, I think? Yeah, the unboxing I'm going to do tomorrow. You will probably see why I fell in love with Cosmic. But yeah, I just think we should have a value amount that we're able to spend without paying additional taxes, personally. But I don't think the governments are going to go for it, because tax is their money earner, isn't it? Sue, she says, thank you for all the mail updates, Rebecca. She said her goodies are on the way to Australia and she is excited about them arriving. At least you can stalk it, Sue. She says she loves her glue dots and they work so well. She says, so thank you for your tips. She looks forward to the next video and have a great day. Well, you have a great day too, Sue. Hopefully, if your goodies aren't already with you, they will be with you soon. Sooner rather than later would be good. Anna, she says she's looking forward to hearing what colours our new permanent trays will be. She says she is currently only looking for one colour. She wants the orange in a zesty size, she said, and then she will be happy. She already has large orange trays and a few of the other colours, she says, but with a So with a small orange, she says she will have all the trays that she needs. Okay, noted, Anna. I will see what we can do to get an orange zesty tray into the mix. It may well be a limited colour, but I'll see what we can do to get one of them mixed in. She said she received her January launch package about 10 days after receiving the ship notification. She said she was kind of surprised it was that quick. If you're US, Anna, which I think you are, that might be why. Because the courier we're using doesn't have a delay. And yeah, they're pretty pronto, which is good. Denise says, it is so trippy, she says, to see me working on a painting that she's already done. So that's the Crystal Dynamic Flower. She says she believes that that is the first overlap she's had with a YouTuber. She says unless she nabs it after she's seen them do it. So this is the first time that I've done one that she's already done. I like it. All these little differences. Look, we're getting there. I've still got one colour to do in that section. I've got a lot in here, but I'm working colour by colour and just going sort of around the head. I'm going, and then I'll go to the middle as well. Doing it in a little bit different rather than going across the bottom, but I feel like it fills in more chunks of her hair, etc. Lady Dax, she says she has the same pen case as me. She says the problem is she has nowhere to put a second one. So this is the wooden box case that I store my diamond painting pens in, because I believe they need a very gorgeous cushioned area to sit, though I'm probably filling up my cases a bit too much. She said she may look for one that has just the drawers, so that she can stack the one that has the glass top on top of it. I do have to slide my drawers off my bookcase to get to the glass top, but at least I can see in it before I have to open it. So I must admit I do use the drawers a little bit more than the glass top, but I do have some gorgeous pretty ones in the glass top, so maybe I should check them out again a little bit more so I can still use my pretty ones. You said that, they're all pretty. She says she uses micro glue dots. She says, but P Jelly prefers the ones from my shop. She says, looking forward to seeing the launch video on Saturday. I actually have two different sets of glue dots because I did buy the original branded glue dots before we started stocking dots in our shop. So I have both. I tend to start a pen off with our glue dots because they are thicker and tend to just fit one into the tip. But then I often top up with the micro glue dots. However, I have found recently, now whether it's just because I've been doing quite a few longer evening stints on this painting over the last week because I'm excited to do Cosmic. But I have noticed that when I top up with one of the micro dots, it loses its stick a lot quicker than our glue dots. I don't know if anybody else has found that. Maybe it's because the glue dot itself is smaller, so therefore it's exposed to the air in its box more so than ours are because they're thicker. I don't know. But I have found in a couple of pens, because I do have a couple of pens that tend to float about and then I change them out every now and then. Yeah, I have found that I've started recently, because I'm getting frustrated with changing my glue dot more often, taking the glue dot out fully and putting a fresh one of ours in, because I find it lasts longer. But say maybe they're just drying out a little bit more. Maybe it is just me, but when I put a fresh one in, it seems to last a lot longer than when I don't. But everybody's different and everybody likes different amounts, so that's what makes us all human. Human, and being different is a good thing. Army Mower says, the thought says that you and your family put into every decision regarding your shop is amazing. She said you truly care about every person that orders from you, regardless how much they spend. That is true. We definitely do. She says you think of people that have every limited edition and the ones that are on a tight budget. You want everyone to have a chance without it costing us any money, any extra money. She said she truly appreciates and admires me. Oh, thank you. She said her fingers are crossed that a teal turquoise is one of the new regular colours. Finding a teal or a turquoise is so hard. In a filament that can be a standard, it is so hard. Believe me, I have tried. Said her niece was eyeing her purple tray and was offended when she didn't offer it to her. She said normally if she just hints at liking something, she said I'll give mine to her and order one for her. She says but she refuses to give hers up, even to the person she loves most in this world. You're allowed your special items. You're allowed your special items, that's for sure. But yeah, you know, in our lives, in our, you know, earlier marriage, we didn't have, you know, maybe as much freedom with money as we have as the kids have grown up and started paying their way, as our, you know, careers have developed and stuff like that. So we do know what it's like to be on the other side of, you know, having to watch every penny, having to watch what you spend and when. And yeah, we just want to recognise that there are customers like that who do want to and do choose to use their treat money as such for limited edition trays or items from our shop, and we don't want them to miss out because we've had to increase shipping from what we normally do. So this is the best way that we can think at the moment, is to hold off on limited edition trays this month. The trays sat in the drawer that we're going to launch are all printed. They sat there a little bit lonely, but be assured they will be well looked after until we can release them. We'll have to release them, I think, next month. Hopefully shipping will be back to normal, but if not, we will look at what we can do then to make things work for people. But yeah, another month. We think they should be able to get away with it. We've sort of pushed launch to the 2nd, to be announced the 2nd weekend of the month and released the 3rd, just to try and help with, you know, the shipping status and try and get that fixed as best we can. Oh, she's looking so pretty. She's looking so good. But thank you so much for your lovely comment, because that really does make us realise that we are doing the right thing, and that, yeah, it is what's best for us and for you in turn. Deb says, "Oh my, I will be ordering a light blue tray as soon as it's available." Thank you, Deb. We are working on it as fast as we can. I may have told you guys just a little bit too early of some of the new colours. Haven't told you all of them, but I may have told you a little bit too early at least one of the new colours. But I am working on trying to get the colour on as many printers as possible to ensure that we get as many printed as possible, so that we can deliver on a new colour. Right, I'm going up the top. I'm going to fill in these gaps before I start doing the rest of the face, because I feel like this is staring at me. This is a colour that I will be using again. It is over here on this last strip, but I'm not paying attention to this last strip at the moment. I'll just have to tip some more out before I finish it. But if I start expanding the area that I'm looking at or working on, I'm possibly going to get myself even more confused. Emily also loves the colour of the pen. Thank you. There's the question, Jackie. Will your tray be in all 3 sizes? Yes, the idea is it will be available in all 3 sizes. Whether they will all release together, I'm not sure. I'm currently working on printing 2 sizes, the Admore Zest and the Zesty, to fill up our shelf where they will go in the stock room. But then what I might, so that I have ones ready for pictures and all the rest that I need to do for something to launch. But what I might do, depending on how many printers I can get to print trays for me, or to print blue trays for me, I may concentrate on one size of tray and get a really nice stock level and release one size of the tray, and then work on the next size and so forth, so that you guys can get hold of them. It really depends how many printers I can free up to print them. If I can free up 2 or 3 printers to get printing, then I might be able to release them all at the same time. We shall see. Right, I need 1 black. Just the one there. Right. Okay, now I can go back to doing around here and a little bit of here. So I'm going for some of these darker colours around the edge, I think, first. So we're on bitty type colours. Try and get the rest of her face filled in. No, there's another one. So this is where I do a little lap, check in, and then I need to check over this side before I go to done. I have got a few, and I've just noticed I've got a couple there and one over here that are just some small ones. So let's pull those up. Bryn says, absolutely loved this WIP Chats. Which colour was this one? This was you. The rhinestones are so gorgeous, and they would love to see another WIP Chat. on this one? Well, there will be more WIP and Chats on that one. It may even be a painting that gets completed on WIP and Chats. The rate it's going, because yeah, I'll be kitting up my cosmic painting and we'll be very excitedly doing that one, and it may distract me from doing others. We shall see. Oh, I've got one there as well that's the letter R. So I just tip into the lid. Suggestion from one of my subscribers, but I tip into the lid when I only need one or two. Okay, we can move to number 3. A few more of these now. A little bit easier back into the tray, which is definitely easier to work from. It just saves time tipping into the lid. Susan says, oh wow, she says that crystal painting is looking pretty. She says wonderful colours. She says she's quite behind on videos, but she will get to them all. She says she's looking forward to the Advent video. So this was a WIP and Chat a few weeks ago. She says, welcome home and thank you so much for sharing. Oh, thank you, Susan. I love your comments that you leave on, I think, pretty much each and every video. She's also commented, then she must have had a little bit of a diamond painting session. She's commented on my WIP and Chat where I discussed the Advent calendars from 2022. She said it was awesome hearing, she said, what was in the Advent calendars. She says she's very sorry that she missed out and she's hoping not to miss out again this year. She says thanks for sharing. Well, I say we have a load more for this year, so hopefully we won't have any disappointed diamond painters. I think I'd actually prefer to have a couple left. You know, up until the point that December starts, it would be quite nice to have a few left in stock, and then we know that we've got everybody that wants one covered. Knits for Sanity, she says thank you. She says thank you for your amazing customer service. She says, and for your efforts. She said, and for your efforts to ship to your international customers. She says, people in the US, she said, should understand your postal woes, as we have our fair share of them, she said, thank you for talking through this month's launch and trying to do what's best. And she also said, thank you for the option of toolkits or pen tips. She says she hates wasting all that plastic because she never uses the included toolkits. She says she has been very, very busy lately, and it was so nice, she said, to have some time to listen to your WIP and Waffle. She said, well, she actually got to diamond paint. She said she thinks it was Maggie who mentioned waiting to hear the spring frogs. She said it's her favourite time of year. She said it's about the first week of April where she is. She says we live in the woods with ponds, she says, and the frog songs are deafening, she says, but glorious. See, we're all rooting for spring, are we not? We will root together and we will diamond paint while we are waiting. Right, I'm starting to get up to some of the comments that have been left on my Heaven and Earth design. So I'm actually just going to go through the comments now and find any that are on a regular WIP and Chat and save the Heaven and Earth design ones for working on the Heaven and Earth design. Because then if anything is specific to doing a cross stitch, as a diamond painting, or a cross stitch pattern as a diamond painting. It will make a lot more sense if I answer it on that video. It might work better if I can split the chats between the two. Helen says she's just ordered. She said thank you. Enjoy, Helen, enjoy. Craft Therapy with Amanda, she said hi. She said she just wanted to drop by and say hi. She says she's not been on much. She says she's been so busy with her husband. He's actually been diagnosed recently with spinal stenosis. She says so she misses diamond painting and watching her videos. Well, I wish you and your hubby all the best, Amanda. As with anything that's new, it takes a while to find what is going to become your new routine, your new normal. And I'm sure, you know, try and remember to try and fit diamond painting into your new routine, and have your little bit of me time. She says thank you for all that you do, and she says she loves the new mini trays. I'm glad you like them. It is amazing how much I use this now. Of course, I've had it for a while, a little bit longer than they've been out, but it is something that's new. It has taken me a little bit to get used to and to remember that it's always there. But now I don't think I could work without it. It has just made things so much easier. Right, this little dash symbol, there was only one over here, but there's loads of them around that corner. Checking that I've got them all. Another one done for a bit, so now I want the number 2. A lot of the comments are now the WIP Chats. Sorry, Bear. Oh, no, that is actually all the comments that are on the standard WIP Chat. So I have quite a few comments to go through on my Heaven and Earth design. So while I finish up this number 2, though I do feel like we've done quite a big section with doing most of this hair while on this WIP Chat. I'm not sure how many times I've had to reset my camera, but I'm sure it's been quite a few times. I will let you know what I have planned for videos for this week, just so you know what's coming up. And it gives us something to chat about while I finish the number 2. But I am now making sure that I do 5 videos a week and trying not to do more than 5. Quite often I keep marking down to do 6 or 7, which I know you guys will watch and I know you guys will love. However, I then find that a couple of weeks later, I'm like, oh, what am I going to do for a video for this week? And I struggle to do 3 or 4. So I have decided 5 for this channel. That's not including my second channel, which is always a little bit quieter in January, February. So there will be some unboxings sort of sneaked in on that channel that may make it feel like you have 6 or 7 videos to watch in a week, but there'll be 5 on this channel. I have had a reshuffle because of my Diamond Art Club Cosmic turning up, which I'm actually rather excited because I'll be doing the video to unbox that in a minute. So that is coming tomorrow. I say these are all going well. I haven't filmed them yet, so any drama happens over the weekend, this may change, but all going well. There will be a Coup Deals unboxing on my other channel, so on Add More Zest with Diamonds. So make sure that you're subscribed there to see that. Then I will be kitting up Diamond Art Club Cosmic. I am too excited. It's a bit like when I got Mr. Quackers and got very excited to actually do the painting. I'm feeling that way over Cosmic. So it is pushing in the line a little bit, and I am going to kit it up before I de-kit this one, because I can, is the main reason. There are no rules, there are just rules that I set for myself, and I'm breaking one of them. I'm not breaking all of them. I'm just going to sneak it. Oh, there's probably actually too many to not put them in a tray. I'm just doing the L's down this side. So yeah, I will be kitting up Cosmic, and it does have, I think it has one of their new iridescent diamonds in as well. So I'm quite eager to see what they are. I have a Heaven and Earth design WIP and Chats. So I have all the comments from last week's. So I'll be discussing all things Heaven and Earth design, and probably a little bit more as well. Then we have a Fan Sales Friday on Friday, with some rather interesting goodies to show you there. And then Saturday is my day off. Lets you catch up on any videos from the previous week that you've not yet got to see. If not, go back. I have 3-4 years worth of videos there. Go and find yourself an old WIP and Chat and have a giggle at how things have changed over the past few years. And of course, I'll be back next Sunday with another WIP and Chat that hopefully, if all goes to plan, will be on Cosmic. I'll be doing a WIP and Chat on the actual Cosmic painting, and then it will probably be back to my dynamic floral and fit that in. But yeah, loads and loads of plans with that. I haven't forgotten the craft room bookcase. That's now where all my diamond painting goodies are stored, is on a bookcase. A rather nice bookcase, a rather pretty bookcase, but a bookcase nonetheless. That video will be coming. That has actually got bumped for Cosmic, so it'll be coming the week after. But yeah, I will be getting that filmed at some point, preferably when everybody else is out of the house and it's a little bit quieter. And yeah, thank you for joining me while I got quite a bit more done of Vivian Fox. She has a very weird looking forehead at the moment until that's been filled in. But once I've done that, I just have this sort of last part of the background to do, and then I can move on. But yeah, thank you for joining me while I got a bit more of it done. You will be able to see the full thing once it is completed, and I do break this down, which will come in a couple of weeks. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.